It's time! It is time for Just Our Imagination, and we have 3 must-use items. Can you tell what they are? Hi, my name is Cindy, aka Z9designs. So sit back and relax and enjoy the beautiful items that I have made for you. DIY number 1, a fingernail Christmas tree. The supplies needed include some faux fingernails or fake fingernails, gold spray paint, hot glue, tiny pearls, some red velvet ribbon, and a tiny pearlized star. I took some cardstock paper and rolled it into the form of a Christmas tree. Then I glued it together and just cut off the excess. I will show you how it is done, but I made this form about a year ago but never used it. Then I just randomly started gluing the nails. Now I started at the top of the Christmas tree with the smaller nails. And then I used the medium-sized ones in the middle. And lastly, the large ones at the bottom. Now, I purchased about 3 boxes of these artificial nails at Dollar Tree. And would you believe it? On this little tree, it still wasn't enough. I had to go into my stash and use some of the ones that I wouldn't think about using. But since pink seems to be the color of some Christmas trees this year, I thought it would be a good idea. Nope. I started to spray the tree pink. Well, I did not like that idea, so I went with plan B. And I wonder what it would have looked like if I had used some fingernail polish. I sprayed the nails gold, and that was much better. And then I just started haphazardly gluing tiny pearl beads until it was completed, and then the pearlized star. Now, I got the tiny beads from Dollar Tree, were put on with hot glue. You know, it could have been put on with maybe nail glue. That might have worked too. But anyway, I got the job done. And then at the bottom, I hot glued some red velvet ribbon, and it is a modern tree that you may see at Z Gallery. But I placed it next to a rustic church that I DIY'd last year. But you know, you can place it anywhere in your home and you can just enjoy the cuteness. Hi, my name is Cindy, aka Z9designs. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what's keeping you? DIY number 2, Jenga block nativity scene. Supplies needed: 11.5 tumbling tower blocks, a wooden star, some fabric, jute, wood glue, some moss, some wooden beads, hot glue, and some yellow acrylic paint. Now, we must not forget the reason for the season, so I had to make a nativity scene from the Jenga blocks. In the box that I had, it contained brown and unfinished wood, so I said, let me make this easy for myself. So I took the brown ones and to cut down on time and to make the supposed place where Jesus was born. I glued 3 Jenga blocks, large side down. And after a little drying time, because I used some wood glue, I used 1 Jenga block on each side, putting them upright. Now, I didn't glue them right on the end. I put them a bit inward, and then I glued them. Next, I glued 2 sets of blocks together for the roof. And since they did not join together as it would if you had mitered them, but hey, I didn't fret. I painted a wooden star yellow and glued it at the peak of the roof line. Now you can't even see that they don't fit together like a mitered piece. Now it is time to put Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus in the setting. I wanted to keep it neutral, so I found some beige fabric and made clothing for Joseph and Mary. And to keep things together, I just tied a piece of jute around their mid portion. Then for baby Jesus, I just covered him with a blanket. I hot glued the family to the floor of the shed. And then I added some moss on the floor to kind of look like hay. I just love this piece. I think it just really looks rustic. It looks cohesive, and I hope you like it too. Now, Just Our Imagination is a collaboration using 3 must-use items. The hosts are Kathy Jo DIYs and Rustic and Lace DIY. And the guest host is Claire's Creations. These are fabulous women who can DIY anything and make it look great. So be sure to subscribe, like, and save. The link to their channels is in the description box below. Now, there are other crafters who have used their imagination also. So be sure to subscribe and like their channels also. The link to the playlist is in the description box below. My last DIY, I just love it. It's my favorite. It is a hanging gingerbread houses. So the supplies that you need include brown cardstock paper, embroidery hoops, and I use 3 different sizes, large, medium, and small. A wooden ball, a jump ring, brown velvet ribbon, fairy lights, reptile adhesive, hot glue, a nail whitening pencil, and 5 different types of dies. There were houses, street trees, and street lights. I took my dies and cut them on my die cutting machine. And I put them all together in a pattern so I would not have all of the same houses in a row. They needed to be staggered. And once they were organized, I began gluing the houses around the hoops until they were all in place. Then I used reptile adhesive, which is the best. I am not a representative, but would not mind being an ambassador because I use it all the time. I also interspersed the street lights and the trees throughout the setting. I had already glued most of them around the hoop, and I said to myself, uh-oh, I need to paint around the windows and the doors white if it's going to look like a gingerbread house. I found a nail whitener, and it worked seamlessly around the windows and the doors, and I had to use that pen when some of the houses were already glued to the hoop. But you know, it worked out just fine. I put a piece of cardboard behind the boxes for support. Once they were all on the rings, I began putting the brown velvet ribbon on the rings to connect in the 3 areas of the hanging gingerbread houses. And for this, I used hot glue, but reptile adhesive would have worked just as well. I retrieved a large wooden ball from my stash that already had an opening, and I can't really remember what I used it for, but hey, it was there. It was the right color, it was the right size, and so I used it. I had to use the hot glue to make the 3 pieces of velvet stiff so that I could thread them through the opening of the wooden ball. As a hanger, I used a large jump ring and I threaded it on the ribbon and just hot glued it. Then I am attempting to add fairy lights, and it's fantastic and is good for years to come because, hey, it is packable. You have the large at the bottom, the medium in the middle, and then you have the small one at last. And they all fit into each other, so it's easy to put in a box and have for the next year. So what are your thoughts? And I appreciate you watching. I love each and every one of you, and I hope you have liked what you've seen. Please subscribe, like, save, and comment. Also, follow me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And if there's anything you would like for me to make, let me know. And remember, prayer is where peace begins and worry ends. See you later. Bye-bye. Love, Cindy.